Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and I'm doing your June 2019 tarot reading for the sign of Taurus. So this is a general reading for Taurus sun, moon, and rising signs. I hope that you enjoyed your May 2019 reading. I'm going to be using a 5-card spread today. Just a really nice general spread for you. Apply accordingly. And then, of course, we'll get jumper cards from the Oracle decks here to finish up. All right, so what does Taurus need to know for the month of June? Messages for Taurus, June 2019. All right, that was a really nice, clear indication to stop shuffling there. I will be using bottom of the deck energy. I just love this so much, using this. We have this gorgeous King of Cups. So someone who is exceptionally bright and very well versed and an expert at love and care and very possibly spirituality. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces as well, Taurus. Let's get your other cards out. I will be weighing this as bottom of the deck energy for the month of June against the other cards here in your spread. Yep, and we have another water there. So lots and lots of water. Intuition showing up over here. Two very, very strong water cards. Very, very strong intuition card here. And then something going on in the mind, not being able to make a decision, not wanting to see something for how it is. And holding yourself back, holding yourself in, not giving yourself permission to do something here. You know, kind of, you know, a sense of anxiety, holding yourself in. Living in your head, and then, you know, needing to put something down. There's a great deal of what feels like a burden here. So Taurus, it might be a really nice month for you to release something on an emotional level here. And with the High Priestess showing up, the only major arcana showing up in your spread today, we didn't have any jumpers as I was shuffling. Sometimes as I'm shuffling for a sign, for example, cards will jump out and sort of begin to tell a story for the month for you, but nothing jumped out today. So this is pretty clear cut for you. I think there's really not much more going on here. It could be the difference between maybe like an inner turmoil between the heart and the mind here. It's almost like you know something intuitively, but you're kind of, you find it impossible to accept somehow, or you're letting something drive you crazy here, or unable to make a decision about it. So let's get into why I might be saying that. The first card is your situation. Yeah, so this is a heavy burden. This is feeling overloaded. It's similar, not identical, similar in energy to me as the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, as you know, is kind of overkill. It's a collapse, but it's like a mental collapse. With the Wands here, it's like, it's a physical burden. This is something that feels like it's never going to end. This could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be your thoughts about something, right? I mean, we are dealing with something between the heart and the mind. The reason I say it could be your thoughts and not your heart about the situation is because you're so developed here in the heart and spirit. This is high development, but you're still dealing low on the totem here with the mind or the thoughts or beliefs, etc. So I think it could be a nice time in the month of June for you, Taurus, to maybe do something with these thoughts, you know, find a place for them, find a place, you know, make a decision here, tell your truth, find the truth, be willing to look at the truth, etc., right? Because you want to get out of this sense of anxiety. And I think this could be leading to what feels like an overwhelming burden for you. In the challenge situation, yeah, no surprise here with the Two of Swords. This is you essentially not being able to, but more than likely not being willing to look at something exactly for what it is. Okay. And acceptance is another thing, but this is being able to just look at it, just identifying it or examining the way something really is. What's the truth of the matter here? So this seems to be the challenge for you this month, and it really is creating quite a burden here for you, very possibly in your work world, in the world of relationships, or in the world of the way that you know, consider work or consider productivity. You could be worn down by it. Here in the solution, yeah, I mean, we're dealing with the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here as well. But ultimately, we're dealing with water energy. Again, high on the totem. We're going to, as I'm doing here, I'm matching everything against the bottom of the deck. So we have the King and the Queen of Cups. This is nearly pure, emotional intelligence here. Okay, so I think that the answer or the solution to this concern is pure emotional intelligence, right? So this is being offered up to you as a solution. And it's curious because what is hidden is your intuition. So I suspect strongly here, Taurus, that perhaps you've been playing the overthinking game. And, no judgment. The best of us do that. But at least for the month of June, in order to put down this burden, I suspect it's a really nice time for you. In fact, it could be the time for you to just go within. We're going to spend all of this thought energy or thinking or overthinking energy, and we're going to put all of that energy right into your intuition. Now, this does include being quiet, right? This does include not looking or overlooking, okay? That is something that I think is really important for you at this time. And I also feel like it's something that's going to be incredibly challenging for you because I think that you know that you have the answer. I think you know emotionally what the answer is. I think, like I said, it's more than likely that you're unwilling to look at the truth of a matter or a situation that is burdening you. Only you know why that is. And we're going to get some qualifiers here in a moment. And I'm not sure which card I'm going to qualify just yet. To be honest, I think it could even be the High Priestess, even though that's pretty clear to me. We'll find out in a moment. And as our outcome, we have this kind of stressful anxiety, the Eight of Swords. I just want to make a mention as well that both of these cards, not only are they similar in color, which they really, really are, and they're both swords energy, but there's something really peculiar between the two of these out of all the swords energy. And that is that both of these individuals hide themselves from what's in front of them. This one can't look. This one almost makes it worse by creating a story, right? Because this is thoughts and ideas and beliefs. There's almost a story behind this. So not only is there an unwillingness to look at something, there's 8 chapters of why I can't look at that. So you've talked yourself out of unburdening yourself. You might even have talked yourself out or convinced, right? Convince yourself out of heart space. What would heart space mean to you, right? Would it mean, if you followed that, would you be rejected by somebody? Would telling your truth about something not get you something you think you're getting? I would ask yourself at this time in the month of June, Taurus, what do you think that you're getting out of this burden that you couldn't get otherwise, or that you'd like to let go of, but for some reason you've convinced yourself that you can't do without or live without? So yeah, I do see this between the heart and the mind here. Let me take a look. I want to look more at... Let's look more at the challenge. Let's see if we can get a tiny bit more clarity about what's going on in your head here. It could be about another person. It could be about prospects. It could be about, your ideas around a truth of the matter here. Okay, so why is the Two of Swords as the challenge? Why is the Two of Swords as the challenge? Just clarify the Two of Swords as the... Taurus. What are you doing with the Devil there? What's the obsession? What's the obsession here? You think you're getting something that you can't live without, or you're married to something, or you're addicted or obsessed with something you can't get away from because, I don't know, only you fill in the blank, because fill in the blank. But here's what it's doing to you. It's a burden and it's heavy. This could be, we are dealing with a 2. So we are dealing with the light and the dark. Okay. I'm not saying one is good and one is bad. We need both. What I'm saying is, because there's a burden being produced by the obsession or the darkness or a trap or chains, right? Very, very interesting. I did not expect to see that, but that's very, very telling. There's an addiction issue here. I'm not saying it's a drug. I'm not saying it's shopping, workaholism. I'm not saying it's any of that. Only you know what that is. I suspect strongly it's around a thought process, a belief, or a truth, okay? Because we're looking very strongly here at both of these swords energies. Just something to contemplate for the month of June for yourself, Taurus. I also want to make mention that, of course, the Devil card is ruled by Capricorn. So there could be some Capricorn energy, or that could be the person. Like I said, we could be dealing with an individual. It'd be more likely as an individual to see either the Queen or King of Pentacles as a Capricorn jump out. I would say that's an individual. So I think this is less about someone else. I think this is less about someone else or someone that you're having a relationship with or dealing with, or even your thoughts or concern or worries. It's less about that and more what you're doing with that. I think it's weighing you down because it's an obsession. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture, because I think that you're dealing with something rather heavy this month and you have a lot of emotional wellness here. You're being asked to delve into the emotional wealth of your own spirit, including your own intuition at this time. This is very, very powerful energy. Here with the High Priestess, you know what it is. There could be a meditation necessary at this time for you as well. But ultimately, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I really think that's about you. I think it's really important right now for you to express some love for yourself. Because you could be kicking yourself while you're down here. I mean, if you look at the whole left of this spread here between the 10 of Wands, the 2 and the 8 of Swords, I'm not going to say it's negative, but it's heavy. That's heavy energy. And you're surrounded by a lot of love, and you have a lot of love to give. So, and I know we're dealing with romance angels, but this is creativity, how to creatively solve a problem, right? Make the romantic gesture. Romance is it's a concept. It's creative beauty, right? So maybe just introducing some beauty back into your life, the simple things, getting out of the head, back into heart space. You do have this gorgeous soulmate card coming up here. You could experience a soulmate situation this month, or you could require one. You could really need to know that you're important and special to someone this month. Maybe you're feeling you think you're left out here. And then with the enchantment, this is a really nice fairy tale card. We're dealing with, anytime we see enchantment, we see that something blissful can be occurring at this time. I don't see any Pisces energy here, so I do actually with the King and the Queen. Just so in that case, with the water energy and enchantment showing up, especially with the High Priestess, I would just pay attention to staying out of your imagination versus intuition. Try to separate those two. They are two different worlds. So we're going to use enchantment and your intuition and your emotional fortitude toward imagination. Intuition, right? Not imagination, like I'm going to create these things in my mind. We're just going to feel things. Here with building blocks. Where have you come so far? Where are you so far in this journey? I wouldn't go back. There's nothing here saying you need to undo anything. Just look at what you've built so far, and what is the strongest component of what has been built here? What's the foundation made of? Because if it's built to last, it will. for good or bad here, right? But you can make adjustments. You can make revisions at this time. So it might be nice. I find building blocks, for me anyway, has a little bit of a, you know, a 7 feel out of the minor arcana, which is really just a reassessment. Could be a time of reassessment in the month of June for you, you know. But again, not too surprising because we're dealing with an issue that's teetering between the heart and the mind here. So could be time to decision up and not around your thoughts, right? Out of a heart space. I'm just going to get a really nice jumper card out of one of my favorite decks in the world, medicine cards. Yeah, I mean, here we have rebirth. We've got the bat. I think you can come out of something very difficult here. Also, I want to make mention that rebirth with regard to the language, in my view, is similar, not identical, but similar in energy to, say, the death card. So I do think something needs to come to pass. Something needs to be put down. An obsession needs to not just be bulldozed, though. Okay, remember, when we're dealing with something we need to eliminate or release from our lives, we have to look it in the face, right? We have to identify it and look at it and even understand on some level, Taurus, what it is we thought we got out of it, right? Maybe there was a point that you thought that it was good for you because hard work, fill in the blank, right? Maybe you thought it was a positive endeavor or a way to go about things, or like I said, it worked all this time, but something about it isn't working anymore. So, you know, rebirth, reassessing something here, loving yourself, finding a soulmate, finding out where you're already wanted, really, really paying attention to your intuition in the month of June is absolutely key for you here, from what I'm seeing, Taurus. So that is your reading for June. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take excellent care. Bye for now.